Hi guys, I'm Vuvu and this is Vuvu Vena Reads. So today I'm coming at you with my May wrap up. Oh guys, I know that I had mentioned how I was coming out of a reading slump when the month started, and yes, the reading slump is over. However, I was very quick to note that I was very ambitious with my TBR for May because on top of everything else, I am fully employed, full-time employed. I am doing my final year research for my master's. I am a hands-on mom, so I've got two little kids. The one turned one this year. The one turned one this month, and the other one is 2.5. And I am a single mom, so it means anytime that I do get to spend with my kids, that's what I do. So that leaves little room for me to do any reading at all. But I do push, so I did push, and I managed to get through these two books this month, of which I'm very, very proud of myself. And I started just the beginning of Pleasure by Mthuthuzeli, which will form part of my June TBR. So what I've decided to do is to take the books that I didn't get around to reading in May and make them form the June reading list, and then anything new that you guys will need to hear about in terms of my TBR for July, you'll get in July. So I won't be doing a June TBR, as I will be reading Pleasure by Mthuthuzeli. I will be reading Novice by Taran Mutharu, I think, and Al-Qaeda by Ian Pierce, but I mentioned those in my May TBR, so there's nothing new to say, so I will not bore you in another video that would not make sense at all. So I've just come to just give you a quick wrap up on these two books. So this is the first book by Kendari Blake. It's called 3 Dark Crowns, and this one is called 1 Dark Throne. So this is not going to be the review. I will review both these books on this channel this month. It will be a spoiler free review, so look out for that. All I have to say about the books is I love how she set them up. Basically, the plot to me makes a whole lot of sense. It keeps me reading. I enjoyed every single moment getting to know the characters that she has woven into the story, and each character for me makes sense. Their presence in the book does enhance the plot, and I ended up giving these books, I think on my Goodreads I gave them 4, and then as I was writing in my book journal I ended up giving them 3, because I do feel like there are disappointing moments in the book where I feel like more could have been given to you as the reader by the writer. Like, I feel if she pushed herself a little bit further, she could have made the story that much more interesting. However, it was not enjoyable, if that makes sense. Like, I'm stuck between, as I'm hesitating now, like it's between a 3 and a 4, so maybe let me say it's 3.5 for these books. And her storytelling is beautiful. The world that she creates, the island of Finburn, is majestic. The conflicts that are present in these books keep you enthralled. They create suspense. They keep you wanting to read more. And the relationships and the fact that with that suspense sometimes you don't know what's gonna happen next. And I love a little bit of thrill and thriller in a book. And these books have been quite interesting to read, and how she sets us up as the reader to believe that this is an island of tradition, and tradition must always be honored come what may. And what unfolds is not just a rebellion, but it is a stamping of the human spirit to want to be without instruction. So I can't wait for the 3rd book. I understand that it comes out in September, so I will be looking out for that. I did give you a brief synopsis on this book in my May TBR, so nothing is gonna change. It's still the exact same thing. I will insert a bit of that in here for you guys. This book I first heard about here on BookTube, and it's called Three Dark Crowns by Kindari Blake. Guys, I keep saying this person's name incorrectly, I feel, so I do apologize if I've said her name. I'm thinking it's a she. If I've said her name incorrectly. Otherwise, yeah. So she's got 2 installments of this series currently, so it's a duology, I guess. I don't know if there will be another one. However, I've started this one. I'm currently on page 100, right? So for me, as a rule of thumb, page 100 is when I decide whether I'm gonna like a book or not. Not whether or not I'm gonna finish it. I do finish books that I don't like, but whether or not I'm gonna like a book. And this one so far is very promising. And it basically follows the lives of 3 sisters who were born triplets in a royal lineage. So in the world that they live in, I want to know the name of the island. Sorry, it's the island of Fernburn. So in this island, every time a queen gives birth to triplets, actually, queens only give birth to triplets. And when a queen gives birth to triplets, her reign ends and the grooming of the new queen starts. But this is a world where obviously there's a whole lot of magic going on. So each of these triplets will possess a certain gift. The current ones that we see here, there's Mirabella, whose gift is the elementary gift, which means that she can mess with various elements in nature. The second one is Catherine. Catherine's gift is the poisoner's gift, which means that she works well with poison. And the third sister, her name is Arsino. I call her Arsi because I'm like, this word again, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, and I hate stumbling blocks when I read, when I don't understand something. So I've decided to call her A or call her Arsi. So Arsi's gift is she's a naturalist, which means that she can mess with nature, things that are nature related. So however, what happens is that after 6 years, the triplets are separated from each other, and they go and live with the communities whose gifts, the communities that can bring out their gifts. So Catherine lives with the poisoners, Mirabella lives with the elementals, I don't even know what I'm saying, and then Arsi lives with the people that can engage with nature, right? So these gifts are also their powers, it's their talents, and then we follow them. We catch them at a point where they have just turned 16, so we catch them on their 16th birthday. After turning 16, the ritual is that the year of ascension starts, and when the year of ascension starts, it's basically survival of the fittest. The queen with the strongest, or the queen that the triplet that manages to kill her other sisters will be the one that ascends to the throne. So for the past few years, the queen that has managed has always been a poisoner queen, so they've been under the rule of the poisoners for a number of years. And however, we are told from the start that the triplet with the strongest gift that manifested earlier than all the other gifts is Mirabella, who has the gift of the elements. So what she does is that she can make it rain, she can bring the sun out on you, she can bring out a storm, she can mess with the wind, all kinds of things like that. So her gift has already manifested, whereas the other 2 are struggling to have their gifts come to form. So yeah, I'll leave it at that for now. So it's quite an interesting read. After this is this one, obviously it's One Dark Throne. So I'm assuming in this one, the queen, the chosen queen, has already risen. So we'll see who it is. I can't wait to know who of these 3 is. I've already taken a side, I think.
well, I thought I'd taken aside like 3 chapters in, and then the next 3 chapters happened, and I was like, okay, the one that I didn't like a lot, I actually quite like now, and I'm torn because I don't hate the other 2 either. So yeah, it's quite an interesting read, and it will make for quite an interesting review, I think. So second on my pile is One Dark Throne,
and this is the follow-on onto that book where the Year of Ascension has actually begun, and it is survival of the fittest, and the fittest queen does survive. Also, we think. Look out for the review, you guys. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you so much for watching. Just a reminder, I will not be giving you guys June TBR. In June, I will be reading The Novice, Pleasure, and Arcadia, and I will come with my June wrap up at the end of June. Hopefully I will have read all 3 of those books, because one of them is quite tiny, but the others are like this thick. The other 2 are like this thick, but I'm hoping they're quick reads. Otherwise, I should be coming at you with some other videos in between. Thank you so much for stopping by. Please like, share, and subscribe, and until next time.